Yo, what's poppin' Pokepals? Rare Boy here, and today I'm going to be taking quite a different challenge. Today I will be taking on the Gym Leader Challenge in Pokemon Shining Gold. Shining Gold, for those who don't know, is a ROM hack of Pokemon Fire Red version that tries to bring Pokemon Gold version into Generation 3. What makes this version different from the regular Gold version is that you're actually able to capture Wild Hoenn Pokemon, as well as the regular Johto and Kanto counter tables. It was for this reason that I chose this game to do this challenge in. Now, the next question you're probably asking is, well, what is the Gym Leader Challenge? The Gym Leader Challenge is when you take on every gym in a region using only one Pokemon that is the same type as the gym leader's typing. So, for example, using a Gyarados to take on Misty. As far as I know, this is an original idea which was given to me by my good friend Luditrix, as I haven't seen this challenge proposed on any Pokemon community sites. There are only 3 main rules for this challenge. The first is that I must use a Pokemon of the same type as the gym leader. I did my best to use Pokemon that were not in the same evolutionary table as any of the Pokemon the gym leader uses. The second is there is a level cap, which is 3 levels higher than the gym leader's ace. So for example, since Whitney's Milk Tank is level 20, this means my normal type cannot be higher than level 23. As for the Elite Four, I'm only allowed to use the box art legendary of the game, and its level cap is 3 levels higher than the champion's ace. If you intend to do this challenge on your own, you must reach the champion at the level cap instead of entering the Elite Four at the level cap, so level up your legendary wisely. If you're attempting this run in a Kanto game, and there is no box art legendary, then you are free to use any of the 3 legendary birds or your starter to defeat the Elite Four. It is your choice. The final rule is that I am only allowed to heal in combat if the gym leader I'm facing heals in combat. I did my best to add an extra challenge and not implement the healing rule, but again, if you want to try this challenge on your own, you are free to heal only if the gym leader heals. With the rules explained, let's jump into some gameplay. The first Pokemon I need is a flying type for Faulkner, so I pick up a Hoot-Hoot right outside of Newbark Town and name her Wise Girl. Faulkner doesn't use a Hoot-Hoot or a Noctowl, so this is a perfectly fine Pokemon and quite possibly my only good flying type that isn't in the Pidgey family. After doing some grinding and getting to our level cap of 12, I take on Faulkner. The battle starts off great, trading blows with Pidgey until he goes down. Next out was Pidgeotto though, and this one came down to the wire. It was a speed tie between Pidgeotto and Wise Girl, so when I got close to red health, I got really nervous. We lost the speed tie, but we lived on 1 HP and we managed to take out Pidgeotto, winning the fight. That battle got way too close for comfort in the end. Our next opponent is Bugsy, the bug specialist. So I rush to Ilex Forest and pick up a Paris, which I name Paris. So original, I know. It has Effect Spore, which might be our saving grace in this upcoming battle. If I can't win with Paris, I have a backup Pokemon in mind. I tried Bugsy at level 15 just to see how we fare, and it goes surprisingly well until I remember Metapod had Shed Skin. We get lucky though, and our Effect Spore puts Metapod to sleep, leaving him wide open for a knockout. I also learned that Bugsy heals during this fight, so that tells me we can heal too, but I don't intend on it, as I mentioned before. Next out is Kakuna though, who has Poison Sting, which unfortunately is super effective against us, and has a chance of poisoning. I don't think Paris is going to be the Pokemon we need to beat this gym, but I'll try again at our level cap. While grinding in the Slowpoke well, I ran into a Shuppet. As I mentioned in the intro, there are Wild Hoenn Pokemon, and this is quite possibly the only Ghost type we can get that follows our rules to fight against Morty. I catch it and name it Rotom because of the theory that Shuppet is a Rotom with a Reaper Cloth on. I tried Bugsy again at our level cap of 17, and it goes better, but not great. We easily take out Metapod, but Kakuna is still an issue. I'm going to pick up my backup Pokemon and see if it has a better time. Back in the Slowpoke well, I find a Spinarak, which is part poison, so I won't have to fear Kakuna's Poison Sting, and it quad-resists Scyther's Fury Cutter. I name him Phobia because I have a severe arachnophobia. At level 17, Phobia will learn Nightshade, which should be the key to beating Bugsy. Not only was I right about Nightshade being the key to victory, but it turns out our level cap was actually 19, not 17. It didn't matter anyway, we won this match yet again with only 1 HP. This seems to be a reoccurring thing in these battles. On to Whitney, I guess. Now, since normal is like the most common typing at this point in the game, I have quite a few options to choose from. In the end, I decided to catch a Stantler over by the Sudowoodo tree. It is probably the strongest normal type we can get at this point in the game, aside from Togetic, but that's a bit of a gamble to get by our level cap. I named her Bambi Mom, and she has a jolly nature, so more speed but less special attack, which isn't an issue since she's primarily a physical attacker. Time to train her up. I tried Whitney at level 20 and it didn't go great. We have an amazing moveset in Hypnosis, Mudslap, and Headbutt, and I'm sure you can see what my tactic is here, trying to cheese my way through this battle. We unfortunately get outmuscled by Miltank, so I'm going to try to max out my level and try this fight again so I hopefully won't take any hits from Clefairy. At our max level of 23, we still couldn't OHKO Clefairy, but we managed to flinch it and take it down without taking a single hit. We cheesed our way through Miltank as I anticipated, and we beat one of the hardest gym leaders in history on only our second attempt. It's time to go train up Rotom the Shuppet. While grinding up Rotom in the Burn Tower, I actually ran into a Sableye. After comparing Sableye and Shuppet's learn set, Sableye is certainly the better choice. Not only that, but his dark typing will allow us to take Shadow Balls better from Morty. I named the Sableye Weakness because Sableye doesn't have any weaknesses in this generation. At level 23, I tried my luck at Morty, and we got so close to winning on our first try. Weakness managed to avoid all of Gengar's Hypnosises, and only took a small amount of damage. We unfortunately didn't get so lucky on his final Haunter, as he put us to sleep and used Curse on us, whittling us down. If I can level up a little more to potentially outspeed Haunter, I should be good. Let's try this again at a higher level. On my second attempt, I started at level 27 and leveled up to our level cap after avoiding both the Gengar's Hypnosises yet again. We were also strong enough to win this match without taking a single hit and outspeeding the last Haunter. This match went smoother than I was expecting, considering Morty usually gives me more issues than Whitney in a normal playthrough. Our next opponent is none other than Chuck, and fighting types are far and few at this point in the game. The only fighting type I could think of that's available to us at this point is the traded Machop you get at the Goldenrod department store. So I traded Drowsy for this Machop. If I run into any other fighting types, I'll let you know, but this is the best we have, and I'm not complaining because I love the Machamp line. Chuck took us quite a few attempts due to some bad RNG luck, but we eventually got this run. As always, Primeape went down to one revenge, but Poliwrath was the main contender. He loves to put us to sleep with Hypnosis, and if he lands a Dynamic Punch, it's automatic confusion. On this run, though, he just kept using Mind Reader for some odd reason, instead of attacking us, allowing Muscle the Machoke to whittle away at him with Thunder Punch. Well, this was a fairly easy gym. Now to fight Jasmine. At Mount Mortar, just outside of Mahogany Town, I found a wild Mawile. Its level up moves aren't great, and Mawile is not a strong Pokemon when in its base form, but this is the best I can do as Forretress would be just as useless, and Scizzor's impossible to get. I catch him and name him Big Mouth for obvious reasons. Time to train him up and see how it goes. Our first attempt at Jasmine is not great at all. We miss Dynamic Punch, get paralyzed, and then taken out by a crit Thunderbolt. Let's run that back real quick. At level 37, I tried it again. This attempt goes much smoother, landing our Dynamic Punch and ending Magnemite, but Steelix can eat up Dynamic Punches. I realized, though, that Crunch has a chance of lowering special defense, and hopefully with enough defense drops, we should be able to take him down. We unfortunately didn't get such luck in this attempt, but now that I have a clear plan, I tried again. I reach our level cap of 38, OHKO the Magnemite with a Dynamic Punch, and Steelix was a bit of a marathon, and I actually ran out of Dynamic Punches while trying to take him out, but I managed to get through with enough stat drops to where Crunch could take him out. Jasmine's last Magnemite scared me because 2 Thunderbolts can take us out easily, and without Dynamic Punch, this was a bit of a gamble. The first turn, she takes the time to paralyze me with Thunder Wave, and we manage to break through paralysis and survive on 28 HP on the next turn from Thunderbolt. We end the Magnemite with another crunch and take our Steel-type badge. That was way too close. For price, I fished up a Shelder in Newbark Town, as Cloyster is a nice tanky ice type who could eat hits from Paliswine while also resisting both Dugong and Seal. I named her Clan Moo, and now it's just a journey to find a Waterstone. Halfway through my journey, though, I gave up on trying to find a Waterstone and instead encountered a Lapras in Union Cave, since I was playing on a Friday. Lapras is an all-around fantastic Pokemon. It should hopefully make Price an easy gym. I catch her and name her Nessie. Time to train up this behemoth. I attempt Price at level 34, and Seal goes down to 2 body slams. Dugong took a bit of effort and Price healed him, but couldn't deal enough significant damage to us as we took him down. Last up is Piloswine, who was an easy one-shot with Surf. This gym was quite possibly the easiest one yet. Now to find a dragon for Claire. I originally thought of using a Dratini that you could buy from the Goldenrod department store, but instead, while grinding, I ran into a Trapinch outside the Blackthorn City, which is perfect since Claire doesn't use a Vibrava. We unfortunately can't evolve Trapinch up to a Flygon because it's just below the level cap of where Vibrava evolves. But Vibrava is still a better Pokemon than Dragonair. I catch the Trapinch and name it Dragonfly. Time to train him up. My first attempt goes great as I take down her 2 Dragonairs without an issue. She kept trying to paralyze me despite Vibrava being part ground type. I misclicked on the 3rd Dragonair, but it doesn't matter because I found out this one has Ice Beam, which is an easy one-shot against us. Looks like this match is going to come down to nothing more than some good old-fashioned RNG. Many tries later, and this happened. We managed to get through all 3 Dragonairs without taking a single hit as Kingdra comes out. In some previous attempts, Kingdra's Dragon Breath has paralyzed us, and if that happens, the chances of us winning are practically 0. I land a Screech so my Diz can deal massive damage, as Kingdra goes for Smokescreen, which is concerning, but it's better than taking damage. I go for Dig and land a huge hit as we get greeted by a Dragon Breath, dropping us to about a quarter health. I go for Dig again, and thankfully we don't miss, allowing us to just barely take out Kingdra, earning us our final gym badge. As I stated in the rules of the run, we need to use the Box Art Legendary to take on the Elite Four, so I head to the top of the bell tower to capture Ho-Oh. I went for style points and caught him in a Pokeball, which surprisingly didn't take as many attempts as you'd expect. I named our Flaming Chicken Phoenix and prepared for our battle against the Elite Four. First up in the Elite Four is Will, and thanks to the TM Shadow Ball that we got from Morty, he was a complete pushover. The only real threat on his team was Slowbro, but he never attacked us, he only went for Curse instead. Next up was Koga, who was by far the easiest, as you could imagine, just based on our typing alone. I went and picked up the TM for Earthquake in Victory Road, which easily took out Muck. The only thing that concerned me about this battle was Crobat using Toxic, but he did it so late in the match that it didn't even cause any real problems. Believe it or not, Bruno was our biggest issue. We unfortunately can't take Machamp out with one fly attack thanks to Hitmontop's Intimidate, and he has Rock Slide, which can easily OHKO us from full health. Thankfully, Rock Slide isn't 100% accurate, so I'll keep trying until Rock Slide misses. Despite my efforts, Rock Slide never missed, even with its low accuracy. It's not like I can blame No Guard either because it's not an ability in this generation. Eventually, we just landed a crit to take him out. Next out was Onyx, who survived an Earthquake and went for a Rock Slide of his own, which made my heart drop, but thankfully, he has an abysmal attack stat, so we were able to survive and take him out with another Earthquake. Last out was Hitmonlee, but like his brother Hitmonchan, he was taken out by a single fly. That was a trifle of a battle. Next up is Karen, who's looking for the manager, and starts off rocky when we miss our Fire Blast and get confused by Umbreon. We bust through confusion and manage to take down Umbreon without taking a single hit as Murkrow comes out. Not only did we bust through confusion the first turn, but on our second turn of fly, we snapped out and took out Murkrow with one fly. Her Houndoom went down to a single Earthquake, Vileplume went down to a fly, as you could imagine, and Gengar stood no chance against our Shadow Ball. Well, that was kind of silly, but I'll take it. Last up is the champion Lance, and right away Gyarados' Intimidate is causing problems. We can't deal enough damage thanks to Intimidate to take Gyarados out. Not only that, but Gyarados' Surf hits like a truck, especially if he sets up rain. If I manage to get to Dragonite, it doesn't matter because he has Thunder. Gyarados' Rain Dance is just too complementary with the rest of Lance's team. On top of that, Aerodactyl's Ancient Power is a clean one-shot that can never miss, unlike Rock Slide. I even broke my healing rule for this match, but it didn't matter. Lance just out-muscles Ho-Oh every time. If it weren't for the level cap, I could have gotten Ho-Oh to the 70s and taught it Ancient Power, but with the Gym Leader Challenge rule set, Ho-Oh just can't beat the champion. It's always so disappointing to lose a run at the champion, but it is what it is. There isn't much I can change without maybe some double team luck, but that just seems like a cheap trick to me. I hope you enjoyed the originality of this challenge, and let me know if you decide to pursue it in your own Pokemon games. Let me know in the comment section down below which game you tried it in, and if you were successful or not, with or without healing, or if you nuzlocked it. Thank you all so much again for watching. This has been your boy Rare Boy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!
Red, white, and blue, yeah, I love this place.